We don't have an audio intro for this at all. Do you wanna like make one up?
Wow, that's the Oscars intro, isn't it?
Hey, it's the Oscars, or it was the Oscars, and that happened, and we want to talk about them.
We were there. We were at the Oscars.
We were there. Look, I'll post a picture of us at the Oscars having a good time. Yeah, me and Ryan guy, and then Kayla was there too.
We were in California, and we sat down in the Dolby Theater, Kodak Hall, whatever it's called. I don't remember. We got kicked out.
Yep.
We threw ourselves back in.
Yeah, we got kicked out. Went over to Fuji Theater. They kicked us out, so we went back to Sony.
Yeah, because we went to the Razzies actually after, because we got kicked out halfway through, and then whatever.
Yeah, it was pretty solid.
So we went to the Razzies after.
Razzle dazzle. This is what they say.
Yeah. Which
Razzie dazzy.
Razzie dazzy.
Well, so it's just myself, Corey, and Ryan today. This podcast.
I'm Ryan.
Hi, Ryan. I'm Corey.
Nice, Corey. Guy. I like
Thanks.
you.
Thanks. I think Ryan, you're pretty swell.
Oh, wow, Corey. I think you're pretty cute.
Oh. Well, I'll give you a piece of this later.
Oh, wow. I got some cake.
Oh, you do got cake, boy, brother. All right. That was weird.
We went on a horrible tangent. How did you like the Oscars overall?
I mean, the Oscars. I think this year I liked them more than I liked past years. Definitely, I really enjoyed the Oscars, especially watching it more this year than I have. Because in the past, it's like a lot of the movies I root for don't end up winning. But this year specifically, I felt like a lot of it was very justified. A lot of the winners felt good, except for Best Lead Actress. All the other ones were good.
All right.
How did you feel?
I don't know. This year I thought I still like that they don't have a host, because I hated the hosts. I always thought they dragged the show.
The host definitely makes it longer.
It does,
because they have to do so many speeches.
Like I remember back, remember when Jimmy Kimmel hosted the Oscars, and then he made the actors go into a movie theater when they're watching A Wrinkle in Time and shoot hot dogs at people. It was like, why is this happening? Just who cares? It's like, watch the rich people mingle with the poor people. Look at these peasants.
Yeah, and then we had strange things happening, like Ellen DeGeneres ordered a pizza and had it delivered, and it was it was just because it was a big event, and Ellen was
yeah, I love that they don't have a host anymore. But it still has so much cringe.
Yeah.
I couldn't take it. Whatever. It was okay, this bit's going on too long and the cringe is too hard.
The bits are crazy. I can't get over how every year I spot a good handful of just bad bad camera angles, bad cuts, and whoever's directing the show, granted they're under a lot of stress, I guess, and it's tough.
It's live TV, you never know what's gonna happen.
Goddamn, when I don't know, when Brad Pitt's in the middle of his speech, and this is an example. I don't know if anything actually happened, but say for example, Brad Pitt gives a speech, and then there's a half-second cutaway to a really shaky camera movement that's moving from Liam Neeson over to Gilbert Gottfried,
Yeah.
And it's there's a half second where you're like, what the fuck? And then it goes right back to Brad Pitt, oops.
Yeah.
Oops, cut to the wrong camera there.
Yeah, that stuff will happen on live TV. It's the risk that is taken,
Oh, yeah, it happened. I specifically remember it did happen when Parasite was accepting Best Overall Picture.
Oh, yeah.
They cut back to the host for a second, and they were but the producers were still talking.
Yeah, they weren't even done.
What?
And they just cut the lights on them. And everything. And then
Tom Hanks had everyone going turn them on, back on.
Yeah. if you watch like the beginning of the show, which I know, Corey, you didn't get to see all of the Oscars, but
no, I thought I couldn't watch it until someone told me where it was streaming, and then I was like, yeah, awesome.
Okay. In the beginning, Janelle Monáe did the huge, extravagant like opening song, which I love Janelle Monáe. She's really good. She's very talented. But there were definitely moments where like it was cutting to like things and people and reactions, and it was really awkward. And then there was like one where she's getting up off the ground, so she's like flying her face into the camera because she's standing up, and it was like ooh, and then they cut away from it like because they were like, "Ups, that looks a little messy." So it's like things like that are going to be very consistent throughout the whole Oscars in general. So it's like, all right, it's not going to be a perfect show.
They're little nuggets, I think. They're little cute, like little Easter eggs. Like find the really bad cut.
Ooh, that's a good game to play. You should do a drinking game with that.
Every time it's the wrong camera angle.
just
next year, 2021 Oscars.
Oh man,
it's gonna happen.
Oh man, I mean, it happens all the time. Even
when Dwayne the Rock Johnson's up there giving the newest Fast and Furious movie acceptance speech.
Oh,
yeah. I'm gonna be slamming as they're like cutting to audience reactions and like poor ones.
I would love to see the Fast and the Furious get an Oscar.
I want an Oscar for most excessive something.
Dude,
that's a good one to achieve.
I still 100% agree that, and even Brad Pitt says this in his acceptance speech, is that we should give love to our stuntmen because they are pretty fucking vital.
Yeah, absolutely. For years, I've been feeling that.
They need to put that as like an actual category. Like,
it's the only category where oh God, I can't remember the actor's name.
Like best stunt performance, like that could be something. Yeah. Absolutely.
What's his name? Tom
Cruise?
Tom Cruise! That's the one. It's the only category Tom Cruise can win Best Picture, or Best Leading Actor, and then also Best Stuntman.
Tom Cruise will never win Best Actor, except his Stuntman.
They gotta bring that middle tooth back. That was his lucky tooth.
Oh, yeah. I like that. Yeah. Do you think Top Gun, whatever it is, too? Maverick? Do you think that'll get?
Oh, Maverick? Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows? He's in a plane. That's cool. That's good acting, right?
That's great acting. I mean, nothing screams amazing like old man Tom Cruise flying a fighter jet.
Listen. I do respect Tom Cruise and his old man acting because, like, shit, that guy does a lot. In fact, I think he's like, I feel like he's a wannabe stuntman who accidentally became the leading man.
Yeah.
Because, like, I swear to God, when you're looking at like last year's Top Gun movie, and there's the shot where he's I'm sorry, it's not Top Gun. It's not Top Gun. It's what's the he's like a spy.
Mission Impossible?
Mission Impossible. Yeah, last year's Mission Impossible movie. There's the shot where he's jumping from one building to another and he just barely makes the ledge.
Yeah. And then there's also like
he breaks his ankle in that shot.
Oh yeah.
Like he busts his ankle up bad. You can see how how crushed he put it up against that building.
Right.
And then he gets up and then starts running. And the same shot, he gets up and runs it off. And it's like, oh, this guy's a real stuntman.
Yeah, he's a real pro. Like him and like whatchamacallit, like I would say like Jackie Chan. Like two stuntmen that are actors that legitimately deserve all of the love in the world because holy shit, the things that they've done in their careers, like honest to God, incredible.
Absolutely agree. You know how like bloopers in America are very funny?
Yeah.
If you watch like Jackie Chan's like OG Chinese movies, they have blooper reels in the movies.
Yeah, those are the
blooper
best.
reels aren't like comedic. They're just like Jackie Chan took a bad fall and like this is a fight choreo mess up, and it's like so good though.
Yeah,
because it's like look hits, at the crap and then he gets up, and no one's laughing. It's just very like oof, man.
Yeah, or everyone's like, he almost died. Look at he's going into a fucking ambulance at the end.
Yeah, and Chinese bloopers don't mess around, man.
No. They were like, look at the shit this man has put himself through for your entertainment, you fuckers. It's like, It's insane.
Nothing but respect. Nothing but respect.
No, absolutely. I love Jackie Chan for all the work he's done, and he deserves a fucking Oscar just for that alone.
Just give him an honorary Oscar, dudes.
Yeah, just for lifetime achievement in stunt performance and acting.
Yeah. Give it now. I don't want to wait till he's like 70 to give it to him.
Yeah.
Give it to him now. Just like we all know. Anyways.
Yeah. But well, we kind of derailed. I mean, I think the Oscars was meh this year. It was overall pretty meh.
Oscars I think is always meh. It's just less meh this past year. Specifically to do with Parasite and
actually, I kind of liked last year's just a well, actually no.
Did you?
No, I guess like I don't know. There was still a lot of cringe, but actually no, because I was really pissed off about last year's Best Picture winner, and I was actually like legitimately mad that Green Book won.
Yeah, so. No, I did not see that coming, and
nobody did because everybody was like Green Book, that the Driving Miss Daisy of 2019, like honestly, 2018. Sorry, not 2019, but you know.
Wow, a black man teaches a white man some new stuff. Yeah. I mean, great concept, cool thing, great movie. Oscar, not Best Picture.
Instead of the black man being the driver, it's the white guy is the driver. It's like it's reverse Driving Miss Daisy. Instead of Morgan Freeman driving the racist white woman, it's a racist white man driving the black man.
Yeah,
and then they learn how to be friends.
And they learn how to be friends because he teaches the white guy how to love his wife. Actually,
all I could think about is the skit from SNL. I can't remember what it is, but it's literally every single white savior movie.
Oh,
that's like
it's specific for it was Will who used to do the news on SNL. I'm
trying to think of who did this.
It was what's his name? And now the Daily News with whatever he has his own late night show. Either way, it's him kind of making fun of all of the times
Seth Meyers.
Seth Meyers, that's it. I don't know why I said Will.
Sorry.
Seth Meyers, yeah, and he's doing all the like shit where like he knocks down a bathroom like sign and he's like, this bathroom shouldn't be used by just white people, and it's like yeah, and it's like. It should be used by just white people and only these black people. And it's like, not quite there.
Yeah,
That's not really what we're going for.
Yeah. I love that skit. It's literally called White Savior, the movie trailer. It's like, please look it up. It's so funny, and it's exactly what Green Book was, and there are so many movies like that, and it's like... I'm like surprised we still make movies like this.
I mean, Hidden Figures, that's exactly the same thing.
Yeah. I was bored with that movie. I was like, this is generic.
Hidden Figures was cool. I like the concepts of everything.
Yeah, I like the representation of that, but at the same time, it's like, it's not a very outstanding movie. It doesn't stick out in my brain. It didn't do anything, like, film-wise that was, like, on a technical achievement interesting, Yeah. So, it's like, all right, it's okay.
Should we start talking about this year's Oscars?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's get into some of these winners. Like these winner chicken dinners.
So you, Ryan, had a whole like bingo sheet.
Yes.
And I did not.
Yeah.
So I think you are a great are a great leader in the direction of the rest of this podcast.
Let's kind of start near a little bit of the bottom. Let's kind of go into like the lesser known stuff because I don't really want to. I don't know really what to say about a lot of these. So, animated short film.
Right.
Hair Love won, which was like a little animated feature about African American fathers taking care of their daughter's hair, and apparently it was really cute. I haven't seen it, but it sounds great. I like the concept. I was like, oh, that sounds adorable, and I kind of want to see it.
I have a great appreciation for hair, so I definitely connect.
Yep.
But I also, didn't really... It's one of those things where, like, I don't see... I hardly see the animated shorts or the live-action shorts.
Yeah, live-action shorts, documentary shorts. I never get to see
I don't know if it's just... I don't go to the movies enough, because I know they play before films, and I know they have them, like, going through circuits and, like, awards... But I don't go to I don't go to like South by Southwest or up in Vancouver. I don't go to like Sundance, so I never see the like I guess lesser known, but still like high quality film material that's like out there.
Yeah,
some of the
absolutely.
lower budget stuff, some of the shorts.
I feel like that's like the hardest part about those is like I wish there was an easier way that we could find these movies and watch them and experience like the short form content, because like, you know, I feel like I'm missing out on so much because I don't know about their existence.
Ryan, a movie theater for only shorts.
Ooh, I like that. I would do it. Get all the short films together and just put them all into a movie, into like a theater, and do like a package deal. You know,
it's like those, you know, the origin of Nickelodeons, the nickel, pay a nickel, see a show, like it's basically like, so it's like basically like pay a little bit and then you see like a variety show, except it's just a jumbled up several shorts.
Yeah, I would love that.
So maybe like one day you go and you get these 3-4 shorts back to back. But then the next day, this hour could be a totally different set of shorts.
Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, I wish there was like more accessibility to these movies.
Yeah.
Like, because I feel like that's the only issue. It's like whenever they do these like short documentary feature, I'm like, where am I gonna find these? Where can I watch this? Because that'd be kind of cool. I know Netflix somewhat does put them on there. I know like you know, Disney Plus put theirs. You know, Disney Plus put on like some of their short, you know, films and stuff like that on their website, but you know, on Disney Plus. But it's like, I don't know, it's like I want to see like so many more that I feel like, you know, these are the ones that are like nominated. And I'm like, man, I've never even heard of that. And it sounds cool too. A lot of them seem really interesting too. So,
yeah,
really
I remember last year
concepts.
I loved the one about the two astronauts who were going to space. I could not remember the name of it, and it might take me way too long to look it up. It's basically about one astronaut who goes to space, and his best friend since childhood is his what would you call it? Not stand-in, but his next in line. If anything were to happen to him, he'd be the one to go into space. It was catastrophe, and it gets very sad, and it was so good. I just loved it, and I don't think it won, but I really wished it had.
Is it called We Can't Live Without Cosmos?
Yes! We Can't Live Without Cosmos. Oh. It's probably one of my favorite shorts I've ever seen. Animated shorts.
That's so cool. I never even heard of it. I will probably actually watch it.
I had big feelings.
Okay.
It's so good because in essence, this guy is in a spacesuit, and his way of dealing with like his heavy emotions is he just stays locked in his spacesuit.
That's great.
So not the majority, but a good portion of it is like watching these kind of hijinks of like the NASA workers trying to get him out of the spacesuit, but they can't open it.
Oh, nice.
And it's very, I don't know, I connected with it at least a little bit.
Yeah.
The idea of trying to close yourself off and the idea of feeling like you're not open and you're not out there.
Yeah, I like that. That's actually pretty interesting. I definitely want to check that out. Holy shit. Well, now everybody knows about the name of that, so if you want to write that down, go ahead, guys.
Can't live without Cosmos.
Can't live without the Cosmos. So yeah, Hair Love won. I don't feel really much about it. Like, I'm just like,
good for Hair Love.
Good for the animators. You know, animators deserve a lot of love. They work really hard, so.
Yeah, Matthew A. Cherry and Karen Rupert Tolliver.
Yeah, I like their speech. Their speech was very sweet and very nice, and really great speech about, you know, representation and about fatherhood and, like, you know, taking care of your kids and things like that. It was very sweet. It made me feel really good. I'm very happy for them. Congratulations to all them that worked on that. So good job. Best animated feature, Toy Story 4 won.
That was kind of upsetting.
That was upsetting as well for me. I was like, I put Toy Story 4 was going to win because the Oscars only pick Disney films.
Yeah. It's not like this year they're going to be any different.
Except for Spider-Man last year. That was the only time I think something that wasn't Disney won. I was like, holy shit.
It deserved it.
It did. It absolutely 100% deserved it. Not fucking Wreck-It Ralph 2.
No. So, I actually saw a good portion of movies on this list, actually. Which is, having moved across the country and trying to save money, that's surprising. But, How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. I'm not surprised that didn't win. It looked great, but it was good. It was good.
It was a good movie. I liked it. I mean, it was a rock solid end to the trilogy.
Yeah. I Lost My Body. I watched that very recently.
I was gonna see it, but I totally didn't.
Not gonna spoil it. It's interesting. Concept is really unique. It didn't do much for me.
Okay.
Didn't do much. Didn't see Missing Link.
Honestly. I saw Missing Link because I was kind of interested because I liked Laika. I would definitely say it's my least favorite Laika film.
Okay, I love the concept. I like the look of the movie a lot.
It looks good, and like you said, concept is pretty good. But there's not a whole lot of jokes. It's not very funny. It's definitely a movie dramatic for kids. No, it's definitely a movie just for very little kids. Okay, so it's like, I would say it's like, it's just not for our age demographic. Like as an adult, you're not going to get a whole lot out of the movie, but for a kid might really enjoy it and really like it. But for me personally, I was like, okay, I'm a little too old for this. So I thought it was okay at best. So personally, not a huge fan of Missing Link. But
now, in my opinion, the winner of the Best Animated Feature of the Year should have been Klaus. It was just...
I agree.
It was
I
watched that movie and I felt things. And then... I looked up the BTS of the movie, and I just learned things. They used AI to turn 2D images into what feel like 3D models.
Yeah.
With lighting, and they used AI.
Yeah, it's incredible what they did.
I cried watching Klaus.
Yeah, that movie had an emotional gut punch. That movie was so beautiful. Like I was like, damn, that's a good movie. And also, it was a film from Spain, I think. It was from Spain.
Can't tell you who animated it specifically. Sergio Pablos is the guy who's like running the whole thing.
Yeah, and I gotta say, fantastic guy, like fantastic director. Holy shit! Like this movie was incredible to look at. But not only that, just it was an emotional story that I really loved, and it was more than just like a Christmas movie. Like you could look at it as like a Christmas film, but it's so much more, you know. It's such a heartfelt experience, and I think that had so much more resonance than Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I was like, I emotionally connected with Klaus more, but I know the Oscars and I knew how the Academy's brains are and what they've said in the past about how they select Best Animated Feature. They ask their kids. And of course, their kids are gonna go Toy Story 4,
right? Yeah, but it's like
because they love Toy Story.
Yeah, but they don't know.
No, exactly. Like that's the problem.
Let's say an animated feature from Spain, actually, like maybe like I Lost My Body. Yeah, it's animated, right?
Right.
Don't you actually kids about that movie? That's definitely not for kids.
You know what I gotta say though? I'm really shocked about this one though, is that they didn't put Frozen 2 on here. I'm surprised Frozen 2 wasn't up for Best Animated Feature. I feel like it would have.
Couldn't have two Disney movies competing.
I guess, but it's a weird choice to have Toy Story 4, I guess, instead of.
Frozen 2? There's a lot more hype around Frozen 2, I know.
Because like I didn't see it, so I don't know personally how it stacks up against Toy Story 4. I mean, so it's like I don't know. Like I was just kind of disappointed. Honestly, all the animated feature films. I mean, Klaus was my favorite, but I knew Toy Story 4 was gonna win. I was kind of disappointed.
Yeah,
but oh well.
But Klaus is still a fantastic movie. Go see it.
Please, it's on Netflix. Watch it, please. For the
it
love
is
of God.
On Netflix. I swear to God, Klaus is. It's on my new watch every Christmas movie list.
Oh, absolutely, same here. It's like Arthur Christmas. Those two movies, stupidly underrated, like Christmas films that just get kind of swept under the floorboards, and it's like, holy shit! No, please watch those. They're very good.
My watch every Christmas list is very short, but it's very important. It now features Klaus. And it also features the new movie 2 years ago featuring Kurt Russell.
Oh, Christmas Chronicles?
Christmas Chronicles. It's such a good movie.
So dumb. I love it. Dude,
such
they're
a
gonna
good
make the
movie.
sequel. They got the sequel coming.
And then, of course, Home Alone.
Yeah, and then Home Alone. Home Alone's a good one.
Sorry, I don't watch Die Hard. It's just...
I do. I watch Die Hard.
Die Hard's great. Die Hard is fantastic. It's not on my watch every Christmas movie list is all. That's it.
I feel that.
Yeah. I watch it.
Foreign language film. So we had Corpus Christi from Poland, Honeyland from North Macedonia, Les Mis from France, Pain and Glory from Spain, and Parasite from South Korea, and of course, Parasite 1.
Yeah!
Which, very happy. I mean, Parasite's a phenomenal film. We all know. I wish I saw these other ones, though. I feel really bad, because I wanted to see Les Miserables from France, because I heard that's a really, really good movie.
Right.
I wanted to see Pain and Glory, because I really like Antonio Banderas, so I was like, oh, I gotta see that. So I wanted to see him in a movie. I've never heard of Honeyland or Corpus Christi.
Yeah.
So
it's too bad. Corpus Christi looked cool.
It did.
I saw the trailer for that. I saw the trailer for Les Mis, and they both look fascinating. But
yeah, I knew
I haven't seen them.
I knew when they were coming out. I just was like, I wish there was a way I could have seen it. Like the problem with foreign language films is that they're also really hard to get here in the United States and where to find them.
Yeah.
Like, you have to, like, really find your way into them. Like, you have to either buy them on Blu-ray, you have to get them on the Criterion Collection, or you have to do some bullshit in order to actually watch a foreign language feature somehow, some way. And that, I really, really hate, because, like, I love foreign language films, and I wish there was, like, an easier accessibility to them, you know?
Yeah, it's like was stated before the nominees were said, like, it opens your eyes to like a new world. You know, you see kind of different cultures. It's a very unique way of experiencing, or at least getting close to experiencing what someone from another culture feels.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like you open up so many different insights and like world like issues and things that are like, there's so many stories I've seen on foreign language films that are super relatable to things that are even happening here in the United States. And it's like, it's so powerful. Sometimes they're just as powerful, if not more striking and more personable than any other film I've seen made in the United States if they try to make it. You know, and it's not like pushing an agenda or getting too down your throat. They just show you the situation and what happens, and it's for you to interpret how you feel. Yeah. And that's why I love movies like that. I love that foreign language film does that, instead of like constantly shoving this ideology of you have to feel this, like you have to think this way, like instead. So,
and other cultures, I mean, do like genres of movies. So horror, like specifically Korean movies do horror really well.
Yeah,
like it's very cool. It's just good.
Oh yeah.
Or obviously places like China, they do action movies just fantastically.
Oh yeah.
Pretty much, Stephen Chow is a comedic director, but like he takes that action very seriously, and in a way makes the comedy better for it.
Oh, totally. Like, some of the best action films I've seen are from like China, or like you know, or like Hong Kong action films. Like, I think of like classics like Hard Boiled. Like, that's a John Woo action film. Fucking insane movie. Like, it's very cheesy nowadays, but it's like it's like the fucking craziest thing I've ever watched in my whole life. And I remember watching it with my friends.
Is Old Boy Chinese?
Old Boy is South Korean.
This is South Korea? Okay.
Yeah. And that movie's fucking incredible too. That
also
is like
very good.
One of my top 10 favorite films of all time easily was Old Boy.
Yeah. How about the American Old Boy?
No, we don't talk about that. Spike Lee directing.
Spike Lee's American Old Boy.
Spike Lee's American Old Boy was
We're
awful.
going to make it, instead of 10 years, we're going to make it 15 years because we just think it just wears on him more.
It's so bad. The editing is awful. Oh god, I could talk about how terrible that movie is forever.
I like the scene where he's masturbating, but he's alone in a room, so he puts a pillow over himself so that the audience didn't have to see that. He's alone in a room, and he covers himself with a pillow.
Oh my god.
I don't know about you. I've never I'm alone in a room. I've never done that.
Oh, dude. God damn it. That scene is awful. That scene is so funny, though. But there's so... I forgot about it, kind of, but Jesus Christ. God. Even the recreation of, like, the big fight scene, like, in the hallway, is not done nearly as well. It's so fucking awful in comparison to the original.
Because they don't do don't do a continuous shot.
Yeah,
right?
because, like, there's, like, a weird cut in the middle of it. And then he teleports somewhere else, and then he gets, like, stabbed in the back by some random dude.
It's like, why'd you cut?
Yeah.
The whole point of that shot.
And it looked terrible. Like, it just looked terrible. It did not look nearly as interesting and visually as intense as the one in the original.
Yeah.
It just times where much.
You just watch a film and you feel like you know how it fits. It's just tailored. It looks nice. Mm-hmm. America, old boy, not that.
Yeah, like U.S. remakes of foreign films, I feel like sometimes have been pretty bad overall. Like, I always prefer the original. It's like, just watch it. Like, I don't... Like, the whole argument of, I hate this movie because it has subtitles, I'm gonna punch someone if I hear that one more time.
Yeah, me too.
Because it's like, dude, it's fine. You can read. Are you stupid? Like, it's gonna be okay. You could read and watch your movie. It's not hard to do. I really don't understand that. I just, unless you're dyslexic, then that's fine.
That's a good excuse.
I think that's a fair, if you're blind or dyslexic, those are very, very fair arguments. But if you're just saying that because you're just very close-minded and you're just being a big baby because you can't handle other cultures' languages, like, fuck right off, and then to just criticize the movie because of that. Like, it reminds me of when Inglourious Basterds came out.
Yeah.
Everyone fucking hated it because they were like, I had to read. I remember that being like criticisms all throughout school.
And I could feel Quentin Tarantino's rage, just like...
Yeah, because I love that movie because it's the first movie I've seen that was made by an American director where all the people of the culture are speaking their language, their native language. It's so
very good move.
I was like,
very big move.
That's a big move, and it's a smart move. Because, like, the Italians, they're going to speak Italian. All the French people, they're speaking French. All the German
Dare I say it's a woke move?
It's a very woke move.
But woke in the way that, like, it is a positive thing and not just an internet word for things that are, like, bad.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. It's like, it's a great move. I love that movie.
Yeah. Parasite was great, so yeah, I'm glad that it won foreign language film. It deserves it. It was a great film.
If anything, I'm going back to Blasters. If anything, the greatest use of different language and different cultures in that movie was the bar scene.
Yeah.
When he's like, I'll take 3 beers, right? Mm-hmm. And he holds up the American hand for 3, and the German guy's like, uh-oh.
Yeah. That scene got me so on edge as like when I was in high school and I saw that. I almost threw up in my mouth when that scene started.
And then he gets shot in the balls.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that scene fucking threw me off of a cliff. I love the bar scene in fucking Inglourious Basterds. That scene is fucking insane.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great tension building example.
Amazing Tarantino film, honestly, in my opinion. One of his best films, and nobody really talks about it, and I love it.
Absolutely.
So good. Very, very good movie. So, yeah.
If you haven't seen it, please do.
Please do it. Yeah. Do you want to talk about live-action short film, or do you not care?
I think it would be the same as the animated one. I haven't seen any of the live-action shorts.
All right,
so
we'll move on to that one.
Yeah, sorry, live-action
sound editing.
Sorry, sound editing. We had a discussion about this before.
Yeah.
The podcast, just a little bit about sound editing and sound mixing.
Corey, tell me your gripes or some of your issues that you have with understanding sound mixing and sound editing as a filmmaker yourself.
It's not an issue because I don't have the skill set and the knowledge to talk about what I think should and shouldn't be done. Mm-hmm. Right. I was just, as a person, because the first thing out of my mouth was there's a sound mixing and a sound editing category. I was like confused about that again because I forget that. And I was like, I still don't know the difference quite between mixing and editing. And just surface level, for me, someone who like kind of dabbles in maybe a little bit of music, dabbles in a little bit of like, you know, when I make short films myself, I edit and I put together the sound myself. To me, it's all kind of the same process, but obviously up the chain, when you get higher on the ladder of like skill, sound editing and sound mixing are two very different jobs. And I mean, if the Academy has like 2 different Oscars for it, then obviously it's quite different. But my gripe, I'm sure with possibly a lot of other people, is just an understanding of what the difference between editing and mixing is.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like the general viewer wouldn't like know well enough where they're like, okay, well, okay. Because like even for me, I never know like what to pick when it comes to sound mixing. Sound editing, I have a better idea of like what to put in there. Sound mixing, I'm always like, eh.
I think it's one of those things where it's like it's pretty specific of a split to have, and then not have like we said, stunt choreographers, right? You know, just stuff like that. Because we have like makeup, we have costume. Mm-hmm. In fact, I think hair, makeup, costume is all the same Oscar, right?
No, hair and makeup is the same, and then there's best costume design, which is separate.
Right. But we don't have like on top of it like the people who do the recording.
Right.
Like we don't have best sound capturer.
Right.
Which in my opinion might be just as important as sound editing, sound mixing. So it's just, I think it falls into a gray area of like, where do we stop handing out Academy Awards?
Right. And I feel like maybe that would go to like the technical awards, because I know that they have the Governor's Ball,
they do,
Oscar achievements in like technical stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like a technical achievement award ceremony that's only for like the people that are like really doing like, you know, the more innovative stuff, I guess, in filmmaking.
The thankless jobs.
Yeah. So the ones that don't get the award shows based on them.
Yeah. So it's like, maybe it's an issue, maybe it's not. It's just my first thing with it was like, hey, this is a strange thing to see 2 different, a sound mixing and a sound editing. Right.
But for me, I got sound editing correct on my guess. I guessed on this one. I said Ford v Ferrari and Ford v Ferrari 1. The other options were Joker, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker. So, but I totally said Ford v Ferrari because, I mean, it's a movie about cars, and I was like, well, cars make a lot of noise. I feel like that's gonna win.
You go.
I hated to say it, but I was like, I think that's gonna do it. So
sound editing, yeah. And the only 2 on these I've seen are Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, I think those are the only other 2s that had a decent opportunity. I wouldn't
Rise
say
of Skywalker,
1917 or Joker, absolutely not.
Right. I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, definitely yes. I don't have enough knowing about the rest of them. But Skywalker, no. Skywalker assaulted my ears in the last scene, and I will not forgive it for that.
Yeah.
It got too loud.
Yeah.
So, I couldn't tell. Honestly, I need your opinion on this, because Palpatine... Spoilers, by the way.
Oh, who gives a shit? It's 2020, guys. This movie came out last year.
We're woke. When Palpatine the lightning bolted the ceiling, right?
Yeah.
Pointed up. The speakers in my theater went like just straight up. Felt like oops, the movie got too loud, and the legitimate speakers in the theater blew out.
No, those are the speakers that blew out for you, because that did not happen in my theater at all.
Okay, what happened? Because I felt it, right? I felt it in my chest, and my ears physically did hurt.
Yeah, okay, that means
I also saw an IMAX 3D, so it was just a bit of a mess. All of it was a bit of a mess.
I think that might have been it. I think that's what did it, because I saw it regular and it sounded fine for me. It didn't assault my ears.
There you go. The speakers are powerful enough to.
Also, I was laughing very loudly at this point because I thought it was fucking hysterical, and I was like, dude, I love Palpatine being like a ham. So I was like, I don't know, maybe my laughter blocked the sound of like it just canceled it out with noise.
I can't help but think of you just laughing, like just like starting to lose it, starting like, as the scene goes on, and then just like cuts from the movie to his Ryan in his seat, cuts the movie, Ryan, it's getting faster, and then like as Palpatine's like raising his fingers in the air, you're just sitting in your seat screaming like ah!
Incredible.
Just the rising action, the climax.
Oh yeah, wow! I climaxed in the theater at the same time.
I swear to God, I could talk about that movie. I could talk about Rise of Skywalker for a little bit.
Same.
But my biggest thing is the one takeaway I had from this movie. Biggest takeaway, I love choir conductor Palpatine.
Yeah.
Just the concept of like they all start singing and he's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and cut.
Hold on. Not my tempo. You need to.
And he throws a saber.
Are you dragging? Or are you rushing?
Are you dragging or rushing? My tempo. Do it. Give me a tempo of 180. Do it.
Do it. Oh my God, I need this. I need this right now. Edit
I've been
into fucking Whiplash.
I've been not Whiplash, but I've been meaning to make this choir conducting meme for a while because no one's done it and I think it deserves it. But yes, also Whiplash.
Shit, dude. So yeah, Ford v Ferrari one. I don't know. I'm fine with it. I haven't seen it, so I have nothing much to say.
Good job, Ford. Good job, Ford v Ferrari.
My thing is whenever I pick sound editing, I pick the same for sound mixing. So I put Ford v Ferrari, but it lost in 1917. So
right. And you had a little bit about 1917.
There were moments where I was like, okay, so it won for sound mixing because it's like it's putting the sound in the proper places. Okay. So it's all about placement, correct?
Yeah, sound editing's all about placement when we were discussing it.
Sorry, mixing is making sure it tonally sounds okay. There were times where the levels of there were characters going, saying stuff like, "Where are you going, Private? What are you doing?" And the music was blasting over them speaking, where I was like, "What's that guy saying? What?" I can't
what
hear
you didn't realize was the music was foreshadowing how unimportant that character was, and they died.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was during the scene where, like, you saw it in the trailer. You know the part where he's walking through the trenches and then he gets out of the trench and then they're like, "What are you doing?" And he's, like, running across, like, the field. Everybody just charges out. It was during that scene where I started noticing, like, the sound started getting really unbalanced. Like, the music was so fucking overly loud that suddenly everything else kind of got drowned out from it. Like, the explosions and, like, the scope of that scene. For one, incredible fucking scene. It was a really, really amazing part of the movie. Probably my favorite scene of the whole film. But, like, sound-wise, it was, like, kind of like, I wish that these natural sounds were a little louder. And then there were times where, like, I definitely was, like, upset that the music was still playing during scenes where if they had absolute pitch perfect, no music, and it was just the natural sounds of the scene, that would have been so much more impactful, or there are so many moments that could have just been better. So I feel like then you could have really put in that sound mixing, like, and sound editing, that could have been, like, really utilized to its fullest potential in 1917.
I do want to say, Ryan.
So, yeah, what's up?
I do want to say, sound doesn't have a pitch, so... Or silence doesn't have a pitch, so pitch perfect silence.
Well, like I mean, like
is an oxymoron.
Well, yeah, you know.
Sorry, I'm just biting at you. I just.
You know what I mean, though.
I knew what you said.
I'm really stupid. That's what you'd say. You see, I'm stupid. You called me
listen,
a big
Ryan,
dummy.
I didn't want to admit it, but.
Okay, well, I mean, Mitch isn't here, so you can't call him.
Oh, no.
So I'm the new Mitch now. I see.
Oh God!
I'm just kidding. I love you.
What a slam! We love you, Mitch. We love Mitch.
Mitch is a good man.
Very.
He's a sweet boy. I guess production design. We'll move on to that.
Right.
Production design. They had The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. I picked Parasite, but it lost to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Which I think. From what I've seen, which I think actually is a really good, a really good go. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was, I mean, just like image quality, look, aesthetic, everything was just like
Yeah.
70s Hollywood.
Oh yeah, I love
60s, 70s. I can't remember exactly which decade.
I'm
60s
pretty
Hollywood.
sure it was the 60s. It was, yeah. I kind of thought about it, and the only reason why I picked Parasite was because I remember, by Philip Seymour Hoffman's mother telling me that they built the whole basement and the entire house from scratch.
Oh my god.
Those sets were not there. They were just, like, built. So I was like, that's pretty fucking impressive. Like, it looks really good. So, and then they flooded the whole thing, and they said they had one take to do it. And they said if they fucked up that take to do the flooding, they fucked it all up. They can't go back. So,
goddamn.
I mean, that's why I was like, fuck it. Maybe that'll win. I don't know. Production design. I mean, they built a whole basement set for the family to live in, and then they built the whole house that they take care of.
Jeez. I know that because I remember seeing from the trailer, I remember seeing like the flooding, and you see like the bits of the movie where there's like water everywhere. Mm-hmm. But like, goddamn, they built a whole fucking house.
Yeah, and then they had to flood it at the end. So they used all the set as they could, and then they just flooded it and said, well, we fucked this up now. There's no going back. It's kind of screwed, you know.
Yeah.
So
goddamn.
It's impressive. So I thought that was gonna win, but no. Once I thought about it, it was like, yeah, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it made more sense. You know, it definitely captured the aesthetic and the movie sets they worked on, and then on the with like the actual like movie theater she goes to, it looked really good. It looked like 1960s Hollywood. So it was like yeah.
I mean, it was colorful, so I mean, it definitely stood out as like something where the production was obvious, and the production was like in a good way obvious and on point. Whereas like The Irishman, while like definitely The Irishman was a period piece and it took place over multiple decades, did a great job of it. I didn't really like think about it. I wasn't like noticing it. I didn't really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's maybe one of the things where like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was so colorful that it kind of drew the eye, and then The Irishman was very just kind of a burgundy, forest green, dark
blues,
kind of blues. Desaturated a little bit, blues, and really. I wasn't like my eye wasn't really drawn to the costuming specifically. Like there's a lot of times where people in suits, tuxedos, where people were in like just kind of jeans and work clothes.
Yeah,
that hasn't really changed much.
No, it wasn't really eye catching with the production design for the Irishman, and I just saw that movie fairly recent, so it's kind of fresh in the brain. And honestly,
you had a lot of red rooms with like all the dining places. You had a lot of like warm rooms and like the gala, the like event where they were giving De Niro the award. It's kind of like all the same color a little bit. Yeah,
there was nothing really like I really latched onto that. Nothing really stood out to me. Jojo Rabbit, pretty good overall. I'd say pretty good production design, I guess.
I liked the colors, but from what I could tell, I haven't seen the movie, but from the trailers, it looked mainly, like greens, grays, reds.
Yeah. That movie is very warm color movie. Yeah. So, but I'm happy for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Definitely deserves it. It's really, really well made, and it looks great. Yeah. So documentary short feature.
Unfortunately, I haven't seen any of them.
Same. Documentary. Did you see any of the best documentary features?
Edge of Democracy for Sama.
Honeyland, The Cave, American Factory. American Factory won, but that's on Netflix, so if you wanted to watch it, check it out.
I definitely should. I have Netflix, and it's there.
Yeah, I saw it. It was really good. I liked it. It was a really interesting documentary. I loved it. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, so. I really wish documentaries, like the shorts we talked about earlier, like you never see these documentaries in theaters for the most part.
Streaming services got to step up their game. No, I think streaming services should really pick these up and
honestly,
give it a home. Give them a home.
Knowing an Oscar-nominated movie is on Netflix makes me really want to watch it.
Yeah, Absolutely. Like, people definitely get their interest piqued when they see something that they don't know what that is, and then it's like, oh, I wish I could see that, but they don't know where to see it, though.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I think streaming services need to really start pushing these more.
Or even, like, just scrolling through Netflix and, like, oh, shit, this won an Oscar.
Yeah.
Or, like, oh, shit, I never heard of this, but it was an
category.
Oscar nominated, so must be good.
I wish they had a whole Oscar category on Netflix that you could just look up Oscars, and it just takes everything that won an Oscar or nominated and threw it in there.
Dude, gimme.
Like, there you are.
That's such a good idea.
Yeah, it would be. I would totally be on that part of Netflix all the time because I love watching nothing but Oscar movies. I really do.
And it's good stuff. I mean, for as much as the Oscar gets slack, it's really fun to celebrate movie making.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, the Oscars are... The event itself is a little wild and a little...
Yeah.
But, you know, the whole thing is about doing what, like, the majority of America loves, and that's watching movies.
Oh, yeah. That's why I love watching the Oscars, because I love movies, and I love seeing movies win. Like, I want to see movies achieve something or, like, do something and then get recognized for doing it, because that's such a good feeling. I mean, it's not as much as, like... I mean, like... Even though there are a lot of movies I feel that get super snubbed, like this year I can already say Uncut Gems and movies like
The Lighthouse.
The Lighthouse.
Oh
The
my
Lighthouse
God.
only got one nomination. It was for Best Cinematography.
Loved The Lighthouse so much.
Yeah, those three movies easily are better than a lot of the Best Picture movies. Like, honestly, like Waves, The Lighthouse, and fucking Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems, I can tell you,
Fantastic.
I am so sad that movie's soundtrack was not nominated because it's like...
It's so good.
I've told everyone in the group, I've listened to that since watching Uncut Gems last month. I have listened to that album, like, completely, front to back, 6 or 7 times now.
Wow.
And
That's incredible.
Every time I listen to it, I catch something new about it.
Yeah, no,
and about the movie that I didn't even think of before.
Yeah. No,
but,
I agree 100%. Like, that is... These are things that I'm like, man... like, you're not even showcasing, like, even better. Like, you know, it's like... I know they showcase a lot of the best of the year. And, like, all the movies that are nominated are good. They're really good movies. Like, don't get me wrong. But there are some where I'm like... I've seen something so much better than this movie, though.
Yeah.
And it's not even nominated. It's not even acknowledged.
No.
And it blows my mind every time. Like, I'm going to be honest, like, movies like Little Women, Joker, Ford v Ferrari, those 3 could have been cut in place of The Lighthouse or, you know, Uncut Gems and Waves. Like, those 3 movies already, in my opinion, some of the best movies I've seen of the year. And they could... And if people were complaining about representation, man, talk about Waves. Waves, that movie was like an all-black cast. And it was incredible movie with some of the best performances I've seen of the year. Same with The Lighthouse. The Lighthouse had some of the best performances from Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe.
Oh, I could go on and on.
Like, holy shit.
I could talk about actually every frame of painting and talk about, like... If The Lighthouse won most Oscar awards, I would not be upset. Granted, other people probably would be, but...
I bought The Lighthouse literally just yesterday. I'm planning on rewatching it very soon because I'm very excited to watch it again.
I watched it on YouTube. I managed to do the whole, like, rent a movie for, like, 48 hours on YouTube.
Yeah, I love doing that.
I was so glad I did.
Yeah.
Like, $3? Hell yeah. And I get to watch a movie maybe, like, 2 times in a couple days.
Yeah. And it's really cheap. It's affordable. That's why that's where I do. I rent all my movies off YouTube.
Yeah.
It's so convenient. It's so easy too. This is not a plug for YouTube rental, by the way. We're not sponsored by
or Lighthouse, although
or the Lighthouse.
Hey A24, if you want to sponsor this and maybe Oh Baby Triple, hit me up.
Yeah. Please, A24. I would like to work for you. Are you guys hiring?
A24, just hire. Just let me be your bitch.
Yeah. You know what? How about we write a script and then we send it to A24?
Ryan, you and I should actually do that.
Yeah.
Legitimately do that.
Let's do it.
And pitch it to A24 Because A24, the whole, this is, I don't care. A24, I fell in love with you when I watched Swiss Army Man for the first time. And then I fell in love even harder when I watched The Vivitch. And then, I just kept falling in love when I watched, like, The Lighthouse, when I watched Uncut Gems. It's just Midsummer, when I can't get enough.
Ex Machina, man.
I don't think A24 has made a single film I've hated.
Yeah. No,
or at least a single. I take that back. I don't think A24 has made a single film I haven't loved.
Yeah. I can't think of any that I've seen that I was like, man, that sucked. But I know that they've made some that aren't, like, amazing. I know that they exist, but it's so hard to find them because there's so many good quality films coming out of A24. I mean, goddamn, A24 should just win an Oscar for existing.
Yeah.
Because holy
Best
shit.
production company to exist. A24.
The movie Waves. That's an A24 film.
There you go.
And it was one of the fucking best movies I've seen this year. So there you go.
God, it's just, yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. Best adapted screenplay. We got The Irishman, Joji Rabbit, Joker, Little Women,
Joji
and
Rabbit.
Two Popes. Yeah, Joji Run. And Joji won.
Yep.
Taika Waititi did his wonderful speech honoring Indigenous kids.
Absolutely, yep.
Wonderful. He himself is also, like, I think the first Indigenous person to win the Academy Award.
Oh, wow. Because he's Australian, New Zealand?
Yeah, he's from New Zealand, I think.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. Really cool for him. And
the dude deserves it, whether or not anything. He's just, like, he's a fantastic storyteller. He's a fantastic actor, writer, just across the board.
Yeah. Jojo Rabbit was really funny, and it was also really sweet. I loved that movie, and I thought it was well written. I loved, like, most of the stuff of Jojo Rabbit. I picked Little Women, though, as my winner, because I think Greta Gerwig did a really good job adapting Little Women. So I was like, well, this is a really well-known story. It's a really great adaptation of it, and it's a great movie to exist now. I think this is pretty good for its writing, but I understand why Jojo Rabbit won. I totally get it, and I think Jojo Rabbit definitely deserves, like, the nomination. I definitely do think it deserved it at the end.
Yeah.
Taika Waititi deserves an Oscar. He's a great man. Love him to death.
Oh, absolutely. I would love Taika Waititi if you're hiring.
Yeah.
Please
Next
hire
movie,
me.
if you're doing a movie, I'll star in it. I'll be an actor.
I'll just PA. I'll just PA next movie.
If I could just give Taika Waititi a fucking bagel for the day, I'll do that.
I'd be made, dude.
I just want to be his bagel boy, where he's just like, bagel, and I just come over with a tray of bagels and he just takes one, and he's like, thank you, and he snaps his finger, I'm gone. Dude,
There you are. It's like,
I've had it made.
absolutely.
Best original screenplay, Parasite won.
No surprise there.
Nope. Bong Joon-ho walking away. He was talking about drinking a lot, and every time he said he was drinking a little more, every time he won, I was like, God, this guy's gonna be dead.
He's like, gonna drink, and then he won I think the next one he would have won after this was the.
It was foreign language film.
This foreign language. He's like, I'm gonna drink till the morning. I'm gonna drink till tomorrow morning. And it's like, oh God.
I was like, after he won foreign language feature, he was like, oh man, I'm gonna drink till tomorrow. And I was like, dude, if you win Best Picture, he might be dead by tomorrow. I think because I was waiting for him to say, wow, I don't think I'm waking up after this.
So, Best Original Screenplay nominees. Honestly, I think this is a great list.
Yeah, there was Knives Out, Marriage Story.
Knives Out, I loved so much.
That was such a good movie.
Like Knives Out, when it comes out on Blu-ray, you
Getting
can bet your ass. I'm like gonna be all over that shit.
Yeah,
because that movie, Knives Out was one of those movies where it's like, it's so well put together. Mm-hmm. There's like no loose ends. There's no confusion. I mean, it is like a whodunit movie, but you're never unsure of where the movie's going. Yeah, it's one of those movies you watch and you trust it, and it just delivers. It looks great. There's this unique, I don't know, there's a unique picture image mood I get in my head when I think of Knives Out, of this just like nice polished knife. I don't know, it's just good.
Yeah, No, I fucking love that movie. The writing is so good. Everything about that movie was fucking great.
Juicy.
And I cannot wait that they're gonna make more. They're gonna make more of Daniel Craig.
Oh, please, yes.
Country fried Detective Blanc, and I'm so excited.
I just pester you for a moment. I just need to ask you a question.
This was like if Agatha Christie came back from the dead and decided to write a murder mystery movie.
It's so good.
Like,
the twists,
it's so fucking great.
If you know what I'm saying when I say like the two important twists, like the same plot line, but like the two big twists in the movie, like got me.
Yeah, I was constantly like whiplash from that movie, from what's gonna happen next, and I loved it.
Yeah,
like talk about immersive writing and storytelling.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I can't wait for more.
Like, I don't want to peel away from Parasite winning, because I think that had a phenomenal layered story. Like, Parasite had an extremely complex story that when you're thinking about it, you think about it afterwards, and there's so many like contextual themes and like so many like layers to that, and like metaphors, and like that movie has that going for it, which I think is spectacular. So but Knives Out, man, that could have been the second best choice.
Honestly, Knives Out. If Knives Out won, I wouldn't be too upset.
I wouldn't be upset.
Marriage Story, I think was good. I saw it on Netflix, and it's a good movie. I knew where it was going.
1917, I have no idea why the fuck that was on there, because there's not a lot of dialogue in that movie, and it's like not a particular. I in my opinion, the writing for that movie was nothing special. It was so unimportant, because the story is the simplest thing. It's just, hey, I need you to take this letter to this other battalion, like this entire army battalion, to stop them from attacking the Germans, because it's a trap and 16,000 people will die. And then they're like, okay, sir. And then it's just them walking for like 2 hours to get. It's like the journey to them getting to the other soldiers, and it looks like it's a one take within the day. Yeah. And there's nothing really particularly standoutish when it comes to its dialogue or anything special about it. So I was like kind of astounded that was up for Best Original Screenplay, because I don't remember anything writing wise standing out to me. So I definitely think Once Upon a Time was good. That's
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood definitely had a well written, well put together story. Like, I mean, I guess people do think it's like slow and boring in the beginning, in the middle. Like, there's not a ton that just kind of moves the plot forward. Yeah. But I think the movie really shines in that, like, everything you see is very important to like how it all climaxes and how it all is put together at the end.
It's a large setup for a really big climax.
It's like a story usually follows like a rising action, and then like a small rising action, a falling action, and then like a bigger rising action and a falling action, and then a climaxes, and then the movie finishes. Once Upon a Time is a very good, like, very gentle, easy, slow climax that really doesn't hit anywhere until like halfway through the movie, and then it like starts to exponentially grow until you get to like the last scene. It's like bam. I think it's worth it. I think it was worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I do too. I actually, that was one of the movies I bought also yesterday, was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I wanted to rewatch it because I really like that movie. I love Tarantino though, so Tarantino's writing is always really good to me. It's very sharp dialogue. It's very sticky dialogue. Like, you just remember lines or moments from the movie. Like, one of the scenes that I always remember from Once Upon a Time was when he's doing the acting bit, and then he like fucks up his lines, like, shit, fuck, and then they have to go back and bring the camera back, and then they go, all right, action. They restart again. He goes from the beginning, like from wherever. Yeah, I like moments like that. Those are like parts that really just stick in my brain,
Yeah. I remember specifically Brad Pitt's line is like, who are you? And the guy's like, I am whatever his name is. And Brad Pitt was like, nah, it was something stupider.
Yeah. I love that line so much.
It's fucking
I mean, Once Upon a Time would have been a good one too, so
yeah. But I'm happy for Parasite. Very happy.
Yeah. No,
I'm all about a foreign film sweeping.
Yeah, same. Next up is hair and makeup. Bombshell won. I said Judy, but I mean Bombshell won. It was up against Joker, Judy, Maleficent, and 1917.
Right.
Fine. I've never seen Bombshell, so okay. Everyone was saying Joker was gonna win, but I was like, the makeup in Joker, I can't really think of it. It's just other than the Joker's makeup.
Yeah, I mean that. But I mean, I guess it's just maybe making Joaquin look kind of as gangly as he did.
Yeah. I mean, if we're going back on that, you know what I'm really surprised didn't get makeup and hairstyling? The fucking Irishman.
Well, I mean, it didn't. They didn't put makeup on him, right?
No, they did.
They did 3D CGI and all that.
Well, they did 3D CGI.
It's
to make
computer
them look
makeup, is what it is.
But to make them even older, like when you got to the parts where like Joe Pesci's like literally shaking, shriveling old man, like
I honestly think that's actually how Joe Pesci looks.
Oh, okay.
I think that's how he just looks now.
Jesus Christ! All right, well maybe you're right. They just made them look like Robert De Niro doesn't look like he's old, but like they made him look really old at the end. Like that was definitely way more makeup, and then Ray Romano looks much younger than they definitely made him look in the movie.
You know what? Definitely, Joe Pesci doesn't look crazy old.
But in the movie, they made him look really old though.
He looks pretty old.
I mean, he's old. Like, all of them are old, but I definitely am surprised, though, that they didn't put the Irishman in there, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess Maleficent, Mistress of Evil was,
I forgot that was a movie, even.
Dude,
I forgot that was a thing.
Planet Earth forgot about that movie, because who the fuck gives a shit about Maleficent 2?
Just like everyone's rolling through their Oscar noms and like they hitting their hair and makeup and like it was the one chance. Like, hey, remember Maleficent? And everyone's like, oh yeah, maybe, Mistress of Evil. And everyone's like, oh yeah.
The first one was nominated too for fucking best makeup and it didn't win either. So I was like, why would this win again?
They tried even harder this time. They're like, everybody, this time's gonna be it.
Dude, remember when fucking Suicide Squad won?
Oh god.
I'm really embarrassed by that. That's such an embarrassment. I was so angry. I was like, are you kidding me?
I felt like that was its pity Oscar. Like
it was.
You tried. It was like, this could have been good, but here you go.
Yeah, that was pretty embarrassing. But yeah, Bombshell won. I'm like, okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really know what the hair and makeup looks like in that movie, but I'm sure it looks fine.
Yep.
We got best costumes. Little Women won.
Best costumes. I'm not surprised. It's very hard to do like a period piece set kind of in the it's the late 1800s, I believe.
You know what's funny is,
or is it early 1900s?
It's like 1800s. I think it's 1800s. Is Little
Okay.
Women. The funniest thing is like last year I picked The Favorite. And I was like, oh, because look at these extravagant dresses. It's incredible to look at. And that was one of the things I remember a lot about The Favorite was, like, the costume design. So I said, oh, that's going to win. But it lost. And so this year I picked Jojo Rabbit. And, of course, they picked the fucking period piece with the dresses.
Yeah.
And I was like, God damn it. I'm so fucking mad every time. I think I get it. I think I get costume design. And I'm like, nope.
You can never know.
But good for Little Women. I saw it yesterday, and good for them.
Yep. Good for Little Women.
The costumes.
I am excited to see this movie. I do really want to see Little Women, just because it's got like great cast, and then I do like the period piece costuming. I think it looks, even though it's like brown, like a lot of browns and a lot of like kind of darker, dustier colors, it still looks a little colorful.
Yeah. The best thing that Little Women has going for it, though, I will admit, is something I noticed. And I was like, this was shot on film. This was shot in 35 millimeter. I could tell by the grain.
There you go.
And it looked wonderful. It was like, God, if this was shot in digital, man, this movie wouldn't have looked nearly as good.
Yeah. It's funny. That's something I started picking up. I remember being in college, and Joe, we would watch a movie and he's like sitting down there with me. I'd be watching like we'd be watching Moonlight.
Oh yeah.
And Joe's like, this was shot on an RE. I'm like, what? And he's like, this was shot on an RE camera. I'm like, you can tell. And he's like, yeah, it just looks like the skin tones and like there's a color to everything. And I was like, really? So we looked it up and he was right. And then we watched like Stranger Things and he's like, this was shot on a red. And I was like, Joe, how are you doing? Because he was right as well. And I was like, Joe, how the fuck are you doing this? Because it freaked me out. But the more I like kind of just looked at it and I knew what to look at, the more obvious it kind of becomes.
Yeah. The more you like watch movies and stuff like that, and you just really pick up a lot of those little technical cues and just kind of the grain and the way that the camera looks and the way that everything just visually feels. You can just tell. Because like I was looking at the grain on the
specifically film with the grain for some reason just kind of very easy and very nice to notice.
Yeah, but it's also like it worked for that movie in particular because I literally said if this was shot on digital, this movie would not look nearly as like good. And especially with period piece films, I feel like they definitely need to be shot on like film.
Yeah,
like I definitely feel like they add really well to it.
You know what else looked good with the grain and film?
What?
It was The Lighthouse.
Oh, which was up for Best Cinematography, which is the next thing I wanted to talk about.
Oh!
And it lost to 1917.
Fuck!
Yeah.
Well, can't win them all.
1917 was great.
Or any of them, I guess.
Yeah, Roger Deakins won again. He won for Blade Runner 2049, and he won now for 1917.
Roger Deakins is just a household name when it comes to cinematography. Can you hear my roommate?
I just kind of heard him from the distance. My cat.
I think he's doing. So my roommate does voice acting, and I think he's doing that right now.
Oh, he's doing voice acting.
He's doing some screaming. Yeah.
Ooh.
So go, Mike. Maybe he'll be in the movies one day.
I hope so.
Maybe he'll be on the big screen.
Hell yeah, we'll see him at the Oscars. He'll invite us,
right?
Yeah,
we'll be there. Well, no, we'll invite him.
Oh, we'll invite him to the Oscars.
Yep,
because we were there. We were there this year.
Yeah, we were there hanging out with Tom Hanks in the front row.
Yeah, he was a cool dude. I like Tom
absolutely,
Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
But
good man.
Yeah, but how do you feel about 1917 winning? I don't know, like based
I
on...
have like no. Oh, I dropped my flash drive. I have like no real feelings towards 1917 as like best cinematography. It looked cool. There's a lot going on because they did like scenes they shot with flares.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of cool things going on with the light. They were doing a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, and
that was super neat. Like the way they went about lighting things was interesting. That's the only thing I think 1917 had. It had. I don't want to call them gimmicks. They definitely aren't gimmicks, but they had unique lighting choices that kind of made it interesting. And I wonder if that just helped it.
I think it did because like after seeing 1917, it was like that was the best thing about it was like visually the camera like moving around and how they got it from place to place and scene to scene. You don't notice the cuts at all. It flows very naturally.
Yeah.
It's impressive. Like it's really impressive technical work, and I think that's the best things about 1917. Really, is like its technicals are astounding, whereas everything else about it is just kind of okay.
Yeah,
it's just kind of whatever. So I really think I'm happy it won best cinematography, but I really love The Lighthouse. The Lighthouse has such a specific quality and look and feel. I kind of wanted that one to win.
I really wanted The Lighthouse to win. Like,
I knew it was going to go to 1917.
Specifically with the lighting and the illumination, I guess. Everything looked like it was filmed from, like, the 30s or 40s. Like, it looked like a really well-made period piece that was, like... It looked like a classic. Like, it was already made... Specifically with a lot of the outdoor scenes, like, super bright. But at the same time, you like looking at it like this just looks like a stage. Like it was just lit and everything's perfect, everything's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then I mean just some of the framing you get. I think with a lot of films that A24 makes and a lot of films I've seen recently, you get cool framing. But it's not like just cool to be cool.
Yeah.
I think Wes Anderson is another example. The way he frames shots, like, they look fascinating.
Yeah, they're very symmetrical.
they don't stick out as being like just a cool shot. Like, oh, it has like meaning and it feels like it fits.
Yeah, and it's like a perspective vector point that you're like looking directly at something. Like, you know exactly what you're following, you know exactly what you're supposed to look at, you know exactly where the characters are moving, and it's like it's very, very geometrical. His type of cinematography is very straight lines and dolly forwards and very centered position stuff, and it's like very purposeful in it's like in the blocking and the way that the like everything is set up. And I don't want to discredit 1917 because it is pretty well done, but I'm really kind of wondering when the time of like these movies that are one shot, like they make them look like it's a one shot take, because Birdman was the first one that I think in my mind that did stuff like that. When will the Academy finally make you go, okay, I think we're gonna stop recognizing movies that keep doing it, because then it becomes too much of a gimmick, and then people kind of catch on to it.
Birdman, and then I mean years ago, who's the famous director everybody knows did Psycho?
Hitchcock.
Hitchcock did a movie that looked like a one take.
Yeah.
This was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And there's another one other than Birdman. There's another one movie that looks like it's supposed to be a one take movie, but there's been a couple of them. There's been a few of them in the past few years,
and they've been kind of popping up more noticeable. But I wonder when the Academy is going to stop being like, okay, maybe these one take movies shouldn't always win.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I knew it was a safe bet to take 1917 to win, because everyone's was always talking about, oh my god, the camera work was incredible, you know, which it was, you know, I think it was very impressive, but I don't know, like I want movies like The Lighthouse to get like that
a movie
kind of,
that
like,
takes a cut and makes it worth your while.
Yeah.
God, but that like the scene at the end of the movie with like a bunch of the montages and just interesting shots that like flash in front of your eyes. There's a bunch of stuff. There's so much stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. But good for Roger Deakins winning a second
good job,
his
Roger.
second Academy Award. I mean, he's deserved it for so long. So I'm very happy for him anyways. But yeah, maybe next year we'll see who gets it now. So
next year an A24 film might win.
Yeah, same. Also, I really wish Waves was up for best cinematography, because fuck, the camera work of that movie was insanely good. Like, there's a 360 car shot that like I'm not even kidding. It was like incredible. I don't know how they did it, and the whole car is packed with people. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, there's someone in the front seat, the passenger seat, and in the back seats, all full. But they're doing a 360 rotation shot. And I'm like, and they're all singing and chanting in the car, and I'm like, how the fuck did they do this shot? Based on spatial awareness, it's insane.
Jeez.
Like, I'm just like, goddamn, this is impressive. So like things like that, I'm like, man, I wish movies like that got, you know, up for best cinematography. So
yeah,
but yeah, no, oh well. Best original song. Winner was I'm Gonna Love Me Again from Rocket Man. Yeah. Elton John won his, I think, second Oscar?
His second.
Because he did for Lion King, correct?
Yes.
Circle of Life, I think?
Circle of Life. Yeah.
Yeah, so Circle of Life won best score, but second time Elton John's now won, and that was my pick, and I was really happy. Because I was worried it was going to go to Into the Unknown because of Frozen 2.
Yeah.
Like, that was the Let It Go of Frozen 2, and I was like, ooh, that might. But then I heard Stand Up from Harriet, and holy fuck, that performance got the whole room to stand up literally at the end and give a round of applause. I was like, shit, she could win. I thought Stand Up from Harriet was gonna win at that point, but then I was like listening to I'm Gonna Love Me Again. I was like, nah, it's gonna go to Elton John. It has to. He was putting on such a good show at the end, and I was like, yeah, that's gonna be it.
Yeah.
So I was happy. I still need to see Rocket Man though.
Yeah, same.
Haven't seen it.
Absolutely.
So, definitely gonna watch it this year.
Still need to see Frozen 2 also.
Same here. I've not seen it at all. I don't know. So that was kind of a guess, but I listened to all the songs on my phone before I chose, and I was like, okay, which one sounds like an Oscar winner here? And I'm Gonna Love Me Again definitely sounded like something that the Academy would pick.
Right.
So, you know. Best original score, Joker.
Best original score, yeah, went to the Joker. Fascinating soundtrack.
I don't know how I feel about it because I was listening to it, and it's all very like slow strings, and it's very like eerie, and it's good for the movie, but as its own thing, I was like, I feel like there's so much more music out there that was like a little bit more, that had a little bit something more to it.
So what I felt from it, because I listened to the Joker soundtrack on the way to work this morning, and it's very interesting. Actually, I think it was yesterday to work, and I feel what the movie's about listening to the soundtrack. It's slow rise. It is very slow strings, but at the same time, it's like there's a very specific mood you get, and I think there was a purpose. It was a good purpose to choose strings for the movie because of the whole like concept of being a puppet in capitalist society and a society that kind of just throws away a lot of people. And for me, it was very obvious why they chose the strings as the lead instruments. And the album was a lot of just kind of the same sound.
Yeah, it sounded very samey throughout, which is why I was surprised it won. But it was winning a lot, and I'm really happy for her because she's the first female composer to win Best Original Score. So I'm very happy for the person that won it. I think I love her, and I think that I'm sure her music's very good. But Joker had kind of a very basic sounding score. It wasn't anything that really stuck out to me. I just remember it being very slow and very eerie, which is good for like the movie, but I don't know if in concept if it was the best out of like music.
I have to give it a listen again, I think. But I do remember when hearing it, it was very good. It's very interesting. I was not bored. I'd say I wasn't bored listening to it.
I wasn't either.
Had meaning.
Yeah. But good for her. I'm really happy. And
The other ones are great too. Little Women's soundtrack. I love Alexandre Desplat.
His music was really good in that movie.
All of his stuff from like Pets to Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah,
his shit is just, it's fun to listen to. He's a very good orchestral composer. He just makes good big band stuff.
Yeah, I liked his music in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. He did a really good job with. I liked his music from The Tree of Life. That was a phenomenal score, which I think he won for. I think he won the Tree of Life Oscar for the best score. So that was an amazing win for him. So that was good. Marriage Story, I think, by Randy Newman was pretty good too.
Randy Newman he's always been a fantastic musician. He's been a great person to create music.
Yeah.
Everyone knows him for his voice and for specifically the toys. You got a friend in me.
Dude, I literally started laughing so hard during him singing I Can't Let You Throw Yourself Away because I couldn't stop laughing at his voice.
He has a very unique voice, and he knows that.
Yeah, he's like, you can't let yourself get thrown away. And I was like losing it.
It's really...
God damn it.
Have you listened to his Tiny Desk concert?
No, I haven't.
It's a very, very good, wholesome live performance. He's got a couple really good songs that are touching. He's got one he sings about his wife. And he sings about, I'm this, I'm that, but the lines always end with, but she chose me. But she, she loves him, and he's got a very good collection of very nice songs. My favorite from him is "Short People Got No Reason." Have you heard that one?
Yeah, I actually have heard that song.
Just it's actually a very good commentary on racism. Isn't it ridiculous how we this song saying short people have no reason to live? Well, it's a very important commentary on what we do with stereotypes.
Absolutely. I love it. I think he's really good.
In general, Marriage Story though, I thought it was okay. Soundtrack didn't terribly stand out.
No,
but it was very fitting. It was very New York.
Yeah. it fit with what the movie was doing. When the scenes when it was there, it was like, oh, it's serving the scene, and adding a little bit of the emotional kick behind it. Like, I think of the scene when they're closing like the gate between each other, like when they're like, you know, when he's got his kid, he dropped off his kid with Scarlett Johansson. They're, you know, and they're closing the gate between each other. God, that and the music kind of just kicked in. That's where like the music stuck with me, I think. But yeah, and then Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker, I wasn't really like thinking about the music at all during that movie. I can't even remember anything other than the Star
John
Wars
Williams
scene.
got a lot of Oscars. He's good.
Yeah, that man's done plenty. He's good.
Yeah, I do remember specifically though liking the there's a scene where Rey is exploring the Death Star, the first Death Star, the one that fell and is in the ocean. And there's a very high violin playing just very slowly the Imperial March. Just the Imperial theme, just like ba 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 ba, and just very slow, but like very, very high. It was very eerie.
Yeah, I like that too.
But Ryan, you skipped over Thomas Newman, 1917.
Actually, I'll be honest. His score when the score was actually like necessary, it was really good. Like for me, there's two scenes in which the score was like really kind of out in the open because a lot of it was very small, little ambient noise. The score really didn't kick in for me except for I don't want to say spoilers, but there's a scene that happens and he gets onto a truck and then he's in this truck with all these soldiers and the music is playing and it's really beautiful. The only problem is that the scene itself is like a really bad time to be playing that song.
Oh, yeah.
Because like it's a great scene if we didn't hear what the characters are saying because the characters around him are telling a story about this guy who shit himself and he's wiping shit on like some dude's back.
Oh no.
And I'm like, and it's such an emotional score piece and you're supposed to feel bad for the main character like that just went through something really bad and something really tragic happened and then all of a sudden it's like it's playing this really emotional score where these kids are talking about shit wiping on someone's back.
Oh god.
So it's really out of place and very inappropriate and I was like
I love Thomas Newman.
God damn it. But the music was the music at the fucking scene when he's running out of the trench and running across the battlefield. Holy shit. That score, that part right there, beautiful. Absolute high recommendation just to listen to that fucking scene because I wanted to listen to it on its own because that was amazing. Like that part was like, damn, this score is gorgeous. And I was like,
Thomas Newman has always been able to woo me with a good movie soundtrack. I mean, like, Finding Nemo. The Joe Black with Brad Pitt. Joe Black. Road to Perdition.
I haven't seen Road to Perdition actually.
Good ass movie. Also great ass soundtrack. Freaking what was the 1990s movie with basically started oh god, the Kevin Spacey basically started Kevin Spacey's career. No, it was the one before that, I think. With the girl, the teenage girl.
Oh, American Beauty.
I
love that score. I listen to that score very often.
So good.
I love that movie score. I
Give
have
me
it in
more
my
Thomas
playlist.
Newman. Good stuff. Just good stuff, basically.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna move on to best film editing.
Best film editing.
Ford v Ferrari won. I didn't see it, so I don't know how good the editing is. So
yeah, I mean, that's straightforward. Yeah,
my pick was Parasite, but you know, that was it because I didn't know what else to put. I was like, I don't know. It was The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, and Joker were also up for best film editing.
I mean, The Irishman, I didn't notice the editing at all. It was very straightforward. It just worked, you know. But it was slow. I felt like it was just the whole movie was kind of the same feeling.
They could have trimmed the fat. That was a movie that definitely could have used some big trimming on that editing.
Yeah, I think a lot of the movie is I think a lot of the movie is, in my opinion, Robert De Niro. Just shots of Robert De Niro going, yeah. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of him. Yeah. I get you. I understand. Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it.
I understand. Yeah. I'll do it.
Just
I'm Robert De Niro. You know? Yeah. I like that he's supposed to be Irish, but he's very Italian.
Yo.
I'm just saying.
Irishman, but
it's
straight
called the
up
Irishman.
Robert De Niro.
It's super fucking Italian. Even when he was talking, he was like, "Yeah," and they're like, and then when they said, "Oh yeah, well it's weird that you're an Irishman being in here," and I was like, "Oh yeah, he's supposed to be Irish, isn't he?"
Yeah.
He's not really acting Irish. He's acting fairly Italian.
Yeah, he's just be like, top of the morning.
Top of the morning to you, lassie.
Yeah. Oh God. Like
that's.
Anyway. So yeah.
All right, this isn't acting, so, you know. But editing.
Don't worry, they'll replace my face and voice in post.
Oh, there you go. Best visual effects was Avengers Endgame, Irishman, Lion King, 1917, and Star Wars. 1917 won.
Yeah, I'm actually not terribly surprised. Specifically that The Irishman didn't win. For me, it was still, like, I could still tell a lot when Robert De Niro looked like not Robert De Niro. There's a lot of specific scenes, especially in the beginning, where they tried to make him look really young. Where Joe Pesci and Robert De Niro just did not look natural. Like, especially with like the neck, maybe like the lighting from the neck or wherever is like, they got all these neck folds now that they're old, and they have to like paint him out. Like at the beginning of the movie, Robert De Niro is supposed to be like late 20s.
Yeah.
And he does not. He looks like he's in his 40s.
Yeah, he still looked like a 40 to 30-year-old. Not even 30, 40. He looked like he was in his 40s to near 50s.
Yeah.
Like, it definitely, I definitely, like, wasn't very convinced at the ages of the characters.
Yeah.
Because they're so old now, and it's like, because, like, it's a different thing if you're making a young actor look older. Like, if they make them look young, and then you age makeup the fuck out of them and make them look older, I think that's more impressive.
Yeah.
So,
and I think I don't think it's terribly upsetting if we still, like, go back to hiring a young kid to play a young version and then a different guy to play the old version.
No, yeah, I agree. I think that's fine as long as, you know, it looks like this could be the same person. Or they're so old, it's like, oh, well, who cares? They're not going to look like that. You know, like Tom Hanks in Saving Private Ryan. You know, you have old man, and then they flash back and it's, you know, with Tom Hanks and all that. And you're like, yeah, that looks nothing like any that guy definitely does not look like young Tom Hanks. But, you know, he's old. He's like so old. It's like, who gives a shit?
Oh, yeah. So,
but I don't know. I'm surprised Lion King didn't win. I'm gonna be honest, or even like Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, like the technical achievements were fascinating, and specifically for Lion King, they were amazing. But like, I did not. Lion King was just. There's a meme I love now, which is like Simba seeing his dad die, and it's like it's like photorealistic anguish and sadness.
Yeah,
it just looks like a lion cub. Just looking.
I'm not saying it's a good movie, but I'm saying if you were talking about you want the most realistic looking like CG, like Lion King, I got to admit it's like they look just like the real animal, and it's really good. Like it's not bad. Like you could see like the details in that. But as a movie, it sucks. I hate it. I did not like The Lion King at all. I thought it was terrible.
Yeah, I mean, my vote in just cinematography. I'm sorry, in visual effects would go to The Lion King. Endgame even like.
Yeah, Endgame had an incredible like scope.
There was just so much. I mean, if you've seen Endgame, if you had the balls and you had the care to look at the credits for Endgame. You get to the visual effects area where they start crediting just the visual effects artists, and they don't have room. They don't have time to just have 2 lines of visual effects art or like 4 lines. It's just straight up just a wall of names of visual effects artists.
Yep.
It's beautiful. It's truly beautiful.
Oh yeah, and a lot of them are so hardworking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but
animators, you get my respect.
Hell yeah, same
here. You keyframers out there, you 3D sculptors out there, you tweens. I don't know all the jobs that go into visual effects, but you got my respect.
Absolutely, you guys work really hard, and I gotta say, you don't get enough credit.
Yeah,
where credit is due.
You deserve more than a wall of text.
Yeah, you deserve a place in my heart.
Place in my heart.
My heart will go on.
But, yep.
All right, now we're getting into like the final big ones. All right.
Ooh.
So we got Best Supporting Actor. We have Brad Pitt, who won for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I feel like he deserves it. He did real good. The one thing I cannot get over Brad Pitt for is just and in a good way. I forget he's Brad Pitt in every movie he's in. I don't know how he does it, but there's movies where like, I see Tom Hanks and it's like, oh, that's Tom Hanks as whatever. Or I see Tom Hanks, I guess but anytime I see a movie with Brad Pitt in it, it's like, damn, that's not, I don't know who this is and I'm going to learn. Like World War Z Brad Pitt is much different than Inglourious Basterds Brad Pitt, and that Brad Pitt is just so different to freaking Once Upon a Time in Hollywood Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
And I mean, if my favorite Brad Pitt role ever is Burn After Reading.
Oh God, yeah.
I never knew I needed himbo Brad Pitt until I saw that movie, and it's just you take a cool ass actor who just looks like a badass in most of his films, just make him a dunce, and make him a dunce. Brad Pitt owned it, and it's in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He's just like,
oh yeah,
he's a totally different kind of badass in this movie.
Oh yeah,
and I
totally.
Loved it.
I was really shocked to learn that this was like the first time he's actually won an acting Oscar. I didn't know that.
He deserves it. He deserves it.
I couldn't believe it because I was like, wait a minute, I'm pretty sure he's won the Oscar for acting. Nope, he hasn't. This is the first time. And it blows my mind because he is really talented. He's been in the industry for so long. I assumed he just would have eventually, but he's won for like producing, but not anything for acting though, which I'm just astounded by. So I mean good for him. I'm glad he finally won.
Ad Astra was so good. Once Upon a Time was so good. Just he does it all in my opinion, and he does it well. He does it very well.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he was in. He's in a ton of movies. He's just in a ton of movies.
So much. I mean, he was in 12 Years a Slave, which he also produced. He was in Moneyball. He was in Interview with a Vampire. If we want to go back to early Brad Pitt, even
good shit.
Like really, honestly, great actor. Really, really good.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I can list off.
Was he in what was it called? Babel? He's in Babel.
Oh yeah, Babel. Oh, he was great in that movie.
I loved his character in that movie.
Super good. Really good movie. Really underrated Inarritu movie.
Yes.
If you like The Revenant, watch Babel. Really good movie.
I agree. Yeah.
That was a good one. Yeah. So no, good job, Brad Pitt, and he had a really nice speech, and I liked him a lot. He definitely deserves it. I love Brad Pitt to death. He's great.
Yeah. Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, and The Irishman, they pretty much played every character I've seen them play before.
Yeah, because I was like, I've seen Goodfellas. I've seen Goodfellas, and it's like,
I've seen Goodfellas. I'm going to even say Home Alone, just like, hey, I'm New Yorkie, just...
Well, actually, you know what's funny is, like, Joe Pesci, like, Goodfellas is super different from Irishman, Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
It's like, Joe Pesci's, like, a hothead in fucking Goodfellas.
I will admit, it's very interesting in The Irishman to see him very just unaffected and very...
Yeah, he's like, come on, man, I'm just trying to help you over here. And
I almost thought, like, at sometimes he was going to blow. Like, in the movie, he's going to get big. But no, the whole movie, he's just this quiet, soft-spoken.
Yep, he's the quiet, soft-spoken Italian mobster.
So I was like, all right.
It was definitely different.
Let's do some Godfather shit with that.
Then they did. At least they didn't retread the Godfather, not the Godfather, Goodfellas.
Yeah.
But I actually really liked Al Pacino a lot in The Irishman. So he was good. I didn't see the two popes, but every time they cut to the two popes, it looked cheap as fuck. That movie looked really, really exposed and cheap.
Yeah, it's very bright. I don't know. It looks like, if I say a rom-com, it looks like it's just a little goofy movie.
Yeah,
like the two popes, I feel like everything I've seen about it is like Anthony Hopkins and this other guy, who I'm sorry, I know
it's
equally
Jonathan Pryce.
Jonathan Pryce. They're just hanging out, and it's like it looks like it's kind of quirky, which is fine. Also, I'm not surprised something that has to do with Catholic faith did not win an Oscar.
I'm not shocked.
That the church is going through a lot of problems.
Oh yeah,
born and raised Roman Catholic. I feel like though the church has got a lot of problems.
Yep. I was born and raised Roman Catholic too, so
it's not help. Things need to change, and it's not.
I was
working.
an altar boy, and don't worry about me. I was fine.
Yeah, I almost
got
was
lucky.
an altar boy, but I can't remember. I was on the list to be an altar boy, and then they never had me do it. They're just like, yeah, you're an altar boy. We'll let you know when. And I just never did it. I ended up singing the choir every day, so every Sunday. So
I did the choir too. Whenever I was an altar server, I was choir.
Oh,
It was fun.
they used to make me cantor, which for those of you who don't know is basically the singer, the solo singer who does all the leading of the music.
Have you ever done the readings?
I have done I did do like the readings, and I always liked doing the readings more than singing.
I actually
I don't know. There's something about singing you have to be specific. I felt like I had to be perfect, but the readings were fun. I could do that.
Yeah, I did all three, so I was a hussy in the church. Not anymore. Let's just put it this way: I don't go to church anymore.
Yeah, maybe someday I'll get back. I'll do, but it's like.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really impressed.
No,
they better make some changes.
For me, it would be the community is why I go back. The people.
Yeah, same.
That's one of the things is like you got to be surrounded with good people.
I'll be honest. I love the free coffee and the free donuts and like
that's good
you get
shit,
afterwards.
man.
That's always
shit.
dope.
Yeah.
So you went through a whole sermon. Go get some free food.
Go for it. Get yourself some drinks, some lemonade. Brad Pitt, good job.
Good job, Brad Pitt. Best supporting actress, we got Laura Dern from Marriage Story. Good for her.
Laura.
Came a long way from fucking Jurassic Park.
Yeah, Jurassic Park all the way to Star Wars, then to Marriage
she did
Story.
Star Wars. She did Marriage Story. She was also in Little Women as well this year.
Oh yes, that's true.
She plays as the mom.
Yeah.
So, of all the daughters. So
I do like Laura Dern. I do like her.
I love her. She's great. She really deserves it because actually, I just saw her first movie that she ever did, which was Blue Velvet from David Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic movie. She was fucking great in that movie. Yeah. So,
I was a little upset Florence Pugh didn't win, but I'm okay. It's okay. Florence Pugh is a little new to the scene comparatively.
Yeah, I think Florence Pugh has a lot of potential.
Oh my god,
she definitely can. She can definitely pull out a much better performance. But
she's up there as my favorite, like one of my favorites. Just
yeah,
she had like Midsummer. She pulled out all the stops.
Yeah,
it's so good.
I think Florence Pugh is a really great actress. Ugh. I love her so far, but I definitely think that she's gonna definitely go much bigger places.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if she's not already there, like she's going.
Oh yeah. Scarlett Johansson with Jojo Rabbit, I was like, okay, not bad. She had an alright, pretty good performance overall. Like, I didn't, there was like maybe one scene that stuck out to me that I was like, okay, she was pretty good, but, I think she did better in Marriage Story, honestly, so.
She really did a great job in Marriage Story.
Yeah, that was her way better performance was in Marriage Story. But, which she was also nominated for, but, yeah, I don't know. Jojo Rabbit, she was good. She was good in that movie. Mm-hmm. Margot Robbie, I didn't see Bombshell, so I don't know. I don't know how she did.
There you
go. Now to Best Actor. Joaquin.
Joaquin.
The
good name.
Quacky.
Great name.
Yeah. First time he's ever won.
I feel like he
First time
deserves it. He's been doing a lot.
won an Oscar. He was very emotional. He was very emotional during his speech. He was extremely like sincere, but also really serious. Like that.
Yeah,
was
it felt.
such a great...
I don't know. I was a little weirded out. It felt like all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt like he was back. He was the Joker again all of a sudden.
Yeah,
Which
I was like, I leaned over to my friend and was like, "When's he gonna pull up the gun?"
It was. I mean, it's probably coming from a real good place, a place of truth.
No.
I think I felt to me a little bit like he was starting to ramble, especially when he started talking about cows and milk.
Oh God, when
Trust
he went
me.
all vegan, I was like,
Trust me,
there
I
it is.
get it. I get where he's coming from, and I liked his message.
Yeah.
I liked the theme he was going.
Yeah, like I definitely think he has a lot of good intentions. I think I'm really happy for Joaquin because I really like him as an actor. I think he deserves a lot of recognition. I think it's finally time that he won something because he's been snubbed for like so many performances and roles, and he's just never gotten any recognition.
Yeah,
and it's so good to finally see him do it. I don't know why it always seems like anybody that plays the Joker is just gonna win an Oscar at this point,
except for Jared
Leto, because Jared Leto fucking blows ass. But Jared Leto has won an Oscar already, so he could go fuck off.
Who posted the picture in our group chat of like
yes,
Jared Leto as Squidward looking out of his window at what would be SpongeBob and Patrick, but it's Joaquin Phoenix and
Heath Ledger.
Just fucking like just dancing with their Oscars outside.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Who do you think would have been your second choice? I guess out of the people, because you had
For
Adam Driver,
best...
Leo, Antonio, and Jonathan Pryce. Who would you have picked? I guess as your second choice.
I don't know. I think Leo did really good in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I really liked his character. And then
I think Adam Driver.
Adam Driver also in A Marriage Story.
My second choice was Adam Driver.
Adam Driver in the past 4 or 5 years has kind of just come out of the blue and done such a good job.
Yeah, his performance even in BlacKkKlansman, he was really good in that movie.
Oh God, I loved
him
movie.
in that movie. Yeah, great movie, and he was super good in that one. I was hoping he would win for BlacKkKlansman, but he didn't. Maybe next year, because I mean honestly, this year he really proved himself.
Oh yeah.
He was one of my favorite parts of Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker. He was one of my favorite parts. He was incredible in Marriage Story. So I mean, I don't know. I think Adam Driver next year. I think this year could potentially have a really huge year.
Yeah.
I think he could potentially really kind of skyrocket. Maybe he'll actually win something. I hope so.
Yeah. My boy, I can hear Mike screaming.
Yeah, I heard him screaming. Oh God, I'm about to burp and throw up. Hold on. Okay, I did not throw up, but I did burp. Okay. So Best Actress, we got Renee Zellweger winning for Judy. I didn't watch it, so okay. All right, I'll take their word for it.
I was very upset Saoirse Ronan didn't win.
I know. Yeah, so this is the one that you were saying in the way earlier.
Yeah, way at the beginning of the episode. I've loved Saoirse Ronan and everything. My Lovely Bones, she was, that's where I started. That's where I started.
The Lovely Bones?
The Lovely Bones. Yeah, not my Lovely Bones.
I know
in the
she
Lovely
Bones,
Bones.
your Lovely Bones, but
And she's just grown. I Grand Budapest, Lady Bird. Oh, she's just I saw a movie called The Seagull, and
oh yeah, that's right.
Love her in every movie she's in. Brooklyn, she's very good. I like Saoirse Ronan a lot, and I love her so much. She seems such a sweet girl too. Absolutely. I mean, yes. Cutie. Also, I love her accent.
Yeah. She's a real cutie.
So
she's
good.
A heart stopper right there, isn't she?
Absolutely. I'd marry her on the spot.
I know. Heartthrob. Honestly, top 10 heartthrobs. Saoirse Ronan. Hey, hit me up, Saoirse, if you're listening to this.
No, not. Hey.
Hold on.
It's funny. Kayla and I were getting into a conversation about, I was going to marry Saoirse Ronan one day, and Kayla's like, not if I marry her first.
Oh, shit. Dude, we're all going to fight for Saoirse Ronan's marriage.
She at the baseline, she is just someone I would love to have a conversation with, because she seems like such a fun person.
Oh yeah, she seems like such a sweetheart, and I love her.
And
So,
I also,
I mean,
Lady Bird is one of my favorite movies she's in.
Yeah, so that was one of her best performances. Was in Lady Bird, in my opinion.
Absolutely, I mean, Grand Budapest was fantastic. She was a good role, but she did not do a ton of acting in that movie. Lady Bird, ugh.
Yeah, that was her time to shine. Was Lady Bird.
I fucking love the scene in the car. And the one where she's with her best friend at a party at a bar, right? And she finds her boyfriend kissing a dude in the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
And it's like they discover this. Hard cut. Weeping in the car, listening to Space Between by Dave Matthews.
Yeah. Dude, I love that part so much.
I was watching this movie at a resort place called Chautauqua Institution.
Oh yeah.
And this theater I was watching it in is a very small theater. And there's a bunch of old people all around me, because is pretty much the atmosphere and the environment is just old rich people going here. So everyone's watching the movie quietly, and then that scene cuts to like the car and fucking Space Between, and me and my friend Clara and her sister just exploded, just laughed, just screamed. We thought it was so funny, and I swear to God, everyone else in the theater got pissed at us.
Because #relatable.
We've
all been there.
I mean, yeah, all the other old people
funny is
skipped it, but
that's the only Dave Matthews Band song I've ever heard.
Really?
Yeah.
You've only ever heard the Space Between? You haven't heard Crash Into Me?
Oh well, no, I've heard that song.
You haven't heard probably one of his most famous ones is Ants Go Marching.
Nope.
Under the Table and Waiting.
Nope.
Two Step.
Nope.
Oh my God, you haven't heard any of these.
Nope, I don't listen to Dave Matthews Band. I only knew the Space Between and Crash Into Me. Those are the two songs I've heard. So when that scene played, I was like, oh, I know that Dave Matthews Band song. But then I started laughing because it's the only one I've ever listened to when I was feeling like in that moment too. So I was like, oh shit, I've listened to this too. Just like that.
Goddamn, Dave Matthews has a lot of songs out.
Yeah.
Like, he's got a ton of albums.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I think my second choice would have been actually Scarlett Johansson. I think I kind of wish Scarlett Johansson won. But
I think I agree. I agree. Like Saoirse Ronan and then Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson definitely deserves.
Actually, I'm gonna be honest. I think Scarlett Johansson did a better job than Saoirse.
Yeah, you shut your fucking mouth.
I'm sorry. I love Saoirse Ronan, but I don't think she did nearly as good.
First of all, it's Saoirse Ronan. Second of all, shut your fucking mouth.
Okay, I will.
So yeah, thanks for tuning.
I was wondering how long we could go until I'd be like, okay, you pass it off. What's the last two things that we could talk about?
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thanks.
All right, last two. We're on Best Director.
Best Director. No one's surprised.
Nope.
Very excited. Very happy for him.
Yep. Bong Joon did a thing, and he made it happen. And he made his
happen.
Oscars kiss.
And we talked about this movie. Yeah, he made the Oscars kiss. I fucking love that shot.
That picture is so good of him with the two Oscars. He's looking at kiss each other like Barbie dolls.
He's a mood, and I hope to be like him one day.
Yeah, same. I want to win 2 Oscars and make them kiss. Or if I get an Oscar and you get an Oscar, we make them both.
Ryan.
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
Ryan. If we both win an Oscar, we're gonna go on the red carpet. And we're gonna make him kiss.
Oh, dude, let's do it. I would totally make our Oscars kiss each other. I would totally do it. He was up against Quentin Tarantino, Sam Mendes, Todd Phillips, and Martin Scorsese.
I can't believe
quite a loaded gun to go up against.
Absolutely,
you know?
like he was praising Quentin Tarantino and Martin Scorsese, and then he goes and he beats them both. Like, I mean, it was beautiful. His whole thing, like his exuberance and his excitement and his giddiness for just filmmaking and being kind of in his element. It was great. And it's surprising. I'm gonna carry the idea of creativity is found inside yourself and what was it specifically? But it was making it personal makes it creative, and that's something that started resonating with me too.
Absolutely. Also, if you like Bong Joon-ho movies, go watch The Host, go watch Snowpiercer, watch Okja, Memoirs of a Murder, fucking Mother. Those are 3 films he's done. Not Mother, the one with what's her face, Jennifer Lawrence.
No, yeah, not the American one.
It came out in 2009. It's a South Korean film. Mother.
It's the Korean one. Yeah.
All very good movies. You could watch at least, I think, Snowpiercer, Okja, and The Host on Netflix right now. So those are 3 Bong Joon-ho movies you can totally watch right now. And he's an incredible director, so if you want to see Parasite, you should also watch his other films. Very, very good. I love him. I think he deserves it. Great director.
He's gonna go down in history. He just has a lot of great films.
Absolutely. He's got a great lineup, and I can't wait to see what else he does next now that he's won an Oscar. I can't wait to see where he goes now. So let's see. We'll keep our eye on Bong Joon-ho over here.
Bong Joon, love you.
So he's doing things. He's making big strides. But, you know, I was a little weird that, like, Todd Phillips was up for Best Director.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. Like, I can't really think of anything, like, directing or cinematography-wise about Joker that really stood out to me.
I mean, I guess it's just where it went and what it was tackling and it all being put together like it was.
I guess. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It was weird. I was like, that's a weird choice, but okay. So it was weird to see him at the Oscars. I was like, man, this is the guy that made fucking Hangover Part 3.
Yeah.
Where a giraffe gets his head cut off in the beginning of the film. I'm like, okay. You know.
Talk about a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Or a joker of all trades.
Oh, is that why he made it? Also, Bradley Cooper, I guess, helped produce that movie, which I was like, wait, what? Like, me and my friend were, like, shocked about that. But because I guess Bradley Cooper with the Hangover films.
That makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Actually, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think Bradley Cooper is one to really support all of the arts. So I'm actually not surprised when I don't usually get surprised when he has his like fingers dipped in a specific project.
Yeah.
Because he seems like a guy who's just like, this sounds like something that could go somewhere, so I'm going to help out.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he did Silver Linings Playbook as well. I think he produced
Silver Linings Playbook. I mean, he was Elephant Man on Broadway. Like he has a wide range of his ability.
Yeah. Yeah, Bradley Cooper's pretty cool. I like him a lot.
Yeah. I mean,
he's a good actor.
Rocket. He's Rocket Raccoon.
Probably
Rocket one of his... I mean, aside from Elephant Man, Rocket Raccoon is one of his other performances where, like, I don't even recognize it's Bradley Cooper. Yeah. It's just Rocket Man. Like, it's Rocket Man. It's just Rocket Raccoon.
I totally knew what you were saying, but I caught it. Was like, in my brain, I was like, wait, that's Taron Egerton.
Oops.
Big sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, now we're on the final big one.
Yep.
Parasite won Best Picture.
Ooh.
I couldn't be any happier. I think out of all the movies, that was the one that actually deserved to win.
Yep. I mean,
that was the best picture out of all of those movies. I was like, that's the best one. It would be stupid if the Academy gave it to like Joker, Ford v Ferrari, 1917. Everyone was saying 1917. Everyone at my job was like, "Oh, it's 1917. It's gonna win." That's it. You're stupid. They told me I was dumb for thinking Parasite was gonna win, and I was like, "What? That movie was incredible." And there were people that were like, "Nah, I think I like 1917 more." And I was like, "What?" I thought they were fucking crazy for thinking that.
Yeah, and you were right.
I was scared. I was scared to pick Parasite, but I said, "No. You know what? The Oscars love to make their own history.
You gotta stick to your guns.
If they want to do something that gets them more viewership, they're gonna do something crazy. Best Picture is gonna go to fucking Parasite. That's it. Boom.
This is a goal for next year's Oscar.
Yeah,
is to make this one interesting.
Well, this year they had the lowest viewership.
Yeah, which was like, I mean,
it's still a lot.
I guess it's time to rethink maybe a little bit about how the Oscars work.
Yeah, because only 23 million is still a lot of people, but
absolutely,
in terms of Oscar viewership, that's really low.
Yeah,
like that's not nearly as many people checking out the Oscars. So
yeah,
Yeah, no. They gotta really change something and I think doing something like this is definitely a way that they could do, get more viewership. Because if people are like, whoa, I didn't see that one coming. And I was like, but for me, I saw it from like a mile away. I said, no, that's the clear winner.
Yeah.
But I'm really glad they did that because I was like, because every time I've said that's the clear winner and then it doesn't go to that, I get mad about it. Because, like, we get years like last year where we get fucking Green Book winning. And I was like, what? Even, like, I would even argue, like, BlacKkKlansman was the way better movie about black rights.
BlacKkKlansman was a really good movie. I mean, just in general, it was a more exciting,
visually better,
adventurous, better movie.
Yeah, it was a much a much better put together film with a stronger message and did it in such a more unique and creative way than Green Book ever did, which is why I was like, what?
Not to say an Oscar, like a Best Picture can't be a subdued movie that's like more relaxed, but BlacKkKlansman though.
Yeah. Also, can I just say I'm really proud that Parasite is up as a Best Picture alongside of such great films like Green Book.
Yes. Absolutely.
God. But yeah, no. Good for you, Parasite. Really
Good job.
Happy for that.
Good job, Bong Joon.
Nothing but...
And everyone at the Oscars, good job.
Yeah, no, everybody that won. There wasn't a whole lot of disappointment for all the things that won.
Yeah.
I wasn't particularly mad at anything.
Yeah.
I was a little disappointed with Toy Story 4 winning, but that's really about it. Other than that, I was like, yeah, okay.
That's Saoirse Ronan not winning.
Saoirse Ronan, I mean, that sounds like a you problem, not a me problem. But
all right.
But yeah, that's about it. That about wraps up our
That's a wrap. That's a wrap on this. Everybody. It's a wrap on this. It's a wrap on this. Good job, everybody.
Yeah. Can't wait for next year.
Movie set lingo.
Yeah. Next year's Oscars. Let's see what has to come.
Yep.
I'm very interested. I'm gonna finish Ford v Ferrari sometime this week, so then I can say I've watched all the Best Pictures.
Yeah.
For last year, but then
I definitely got a little catching up. I still want to listen to a couple more of the soundtrack, like 1917 original soundtrack. Stuff I want to like get a little bit more into. Also, just like shit on Netflix. Again, like every Oscar season, I'm like, oh, I got movies I should be watching. So I always get into it.
Yeah, there was actually like a decent amount of like Netflix stuff on here, which was weird because like they've been trying to like oust Netflix for ruining the movie industry and things like that, and it's like there's some Netflix shit on here, and I'm like, hell yeah, there you go.
Good Netflix shit. Like Netflix is just a producer. Like I mean, they're a streaming service, but at the same time, they're producing movies. Like they're just up there with the hot shots and the big guys.
Right, and like movies like Marriage Story and The Irishman, they are on Netflix and they are known as the Netflix original movies, whatever. But they did get theatrical releases. Because like Marriage Story did come to a theater out here in Rochester, and I could have watched it, but I didn't, because I saw it when Parasite came out, and one of the trailers was The Irishman and also Marriage Story, so I could have seen it at that theater that I saw Parasite, but I was like, nah. I'll wait for it to come out on Netflix. And honestly, I had a fine experience watching them on Netflix. Yeah. I was glad I watched The fucking Irishman on Netflix.
Oh God, I sat on my couch for 3 hours.
That movie was 3.5 hours. I think I split it in half. I watched maybe an hour and a half each day. So I watched about 2 hours. Sorry, I watched 2 hours one day and then an hour and a half the next day.
I did do it all at once. But I did get up to make like food halfway through it. I was like, got up and I let the movie keep playing. I was cooking and I was looking at TV and
I was getting very sleepy.
Yeah, I fell asleep. It's not a movie that kind of keeps your attention the whole time.
No, it's
kind of meanders a little bit.
If I saw that in the theaters, I would have had to pee so bad. I would have been like, I have to go to the bathroom and I'm gonna miss something. So it's like, that would have been an experience. Also, my ass would have been sore after 2 hours. I'm usually already pretty antsy in those seats. But like, unless they're like the really comfy ass recliners, but even still those, I still get a little itchy in the seats, you know, where I'm like, okay, I want to get out of this seat. Let me get up.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, no.
Yeah, I think 2 hours is good. 2 hours is good to call it.
Yeah. Yeah, typical 2 hour movie.
You could not, yeah, there you go.
You couldn't sell The Irishman to theaters because it's such a fucking long movie, and they would be like, well, it won't even make back its budget. Like, there's no way it could have. So the only logical place was to put it on Netflix.
Honestly, yeah.
So it made its money back through via Netflix views because it goes based on how many people are watching it.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure it got millions of people watching, and especially with all the Oscar stock, I'm sure so many people checked it out.
Yeah.
So it made back its budget, and it's fine. Also, it's Scorsese. They'll greenlight literally anything he wants to do. They're like, oh yeah, sure, anything for you, Scorsese. We'll do it. You want me to rub your feet? I'll do it. You want me to use my back? Do you want to put your feet on my back?
Yeah,
I don't want you to rest.
Scorsese, you want to use my toothbrush? I mean, okay, but all right.
Yeah. Here, I'll bake you a pie. Do you want a pie? Here you go. Oh, you want an apple, not cherry? I'll throw this whole thing away.
I put a gun in it.
I put a
gun in the pie. There's a gun in the pie. I also made it using a thick New York accent.
I'll get you a nice New York slice. You know,
there's an apple pie with a gun.
Do you think Scorsese's actually in the mob?
He might be. He might have affiliations.
Yeah, that's why he knows. That's why he does so many films about it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's the Oscars.
Yep.
So good job, everybody, at the Oscars.
And good job, Mike, for yelling.
And good job, Mike. Thanks, Mike. Making a little cameo appearance in this episode. Doing really hard, trying to be a good voice actor.
Yeah. He's going to do great things. He's going to win
an
Oscar.
He's going to go on to dub anime one day.
Oh, dude, I hope so.
I would love to dub anime one day, but I think I need to train my voice a little more. I can't scream a lot for a long period of time. You know?
Can I just say something really weird?
Yeah.
Mike looks like Jacksepticeye. Top of the morning to you.
I don't see it, but I mean, I guess I know where you're coming from.
If he like shaved a little bit and then he dyed his hair green, maybe Mike could tell Mike to do the top of the morning to you, like at the top of his lungs on his stream one day. There you go.
I'll check it out. Yeah. All right, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the special Oh Baby a Triple episode.
I just waved. No one can see me. But I just waved. All right, bye. Thanks for listening to this special Oscars recap.
To like, share, and subscribe.
Yes.
And remember,
maybe the real podcast was the friends we made along the way. Also, give us a review.
Yes. And
thanks.
Don't forget to tip your waitress.
Don't forget to tip your waitress. Get that popcorn. Thank your whoever. Yeah.
Thank your local butter boy.
Thank your local butter boy.